May 3, 1995, and a memorable moment in the annals of Australian cricket. David Hooks, Australia have won the Frank Worrell Trophy.
Well, it's absolutely fantastic. It's something they dreamed of. It's something that many Australian captains and players for the past 20 years have dreamed of. And today, the Australians under Mark Taylor made it a reality.
And they've done it by an innings and 53 runs, which is an astonishing result. I think at the start of the summer we would have said perhaps a victory was achievable in Trinidad, perhaps in Antigua, but never in Bridgetown and never in Kingston, Jamaica.
No, that's right. I don't think it was any coincidence that the West Indies Cricket Board arranged the bookend test matches, one in Barbados and one in Jamaica, believing they could win both those, certainly not losing both and losing them so comprehensively, one in 3 days and one in 3.5 days. A fabulous result for Australia, and they have been the better of the two sides throughout the tour.
Absolutely wonderful, wonderful cricket was played right throughout. Some very dramatic moments, some exciting catches. It's just wonderful, absorbing cricket. So sit back and enjoy it as the PSN commentators take you on this wonderful journey around the Caribbean. An astonishing ball, and Simmons is on his way. Simmons is on his way. Shane Warne has struck.
Shane Warne bowling to the right-handers, gets so much turn, he can afford to pitch the ball leg stump, and that certainly spun a great deal. Pitching outside leg stump, as a matter of fact. Excellent delivery.
And what a smart interception. A smart interception too.
He's a long way down, he's gone. Appeal for a run out, perhaps they'll be asking for the third umpire, but Richardson knows he's gone, he doesn't have to wait for it. Brilliant bit of fielding by David Boone, and the return hitting the stumps. Even if it hadn't hit the stumps, Richardson was going to be in trouble. But just to make sure, Boone hits the stumps and the West Indies lose an important wicket, that of their captain, and they're 3 for 87.
Well, I said at the start of play that fielding would be so important. It bounced nicely for David Boone, but look at that. That was a suicide run.
Great catch, Mark Taylor. And what a pair of hands and what a breakthrough for Australia. Blew it slanting it into the pads, and Brian Lara attempting to whip it through mid-wicket. And that short mid-wicket position that Alan Border made his own for Australia. And Mark Taylor is continuing in the tradition, Michael.
Well, that was an excellent catch by Mark Taylor. He catches so well wherever he is. That ball was well hit by Brian Lara. He had to dive to his left, but he got both hands to it. So Brian Lara departs. It's 4 for 155.
Same horse, different jockey. 180 degrees from the other end, but May was hit out of the ground. And Hooper loves that area against the off-spin. Taking the punt, going over the top. There was a man only about 10 metres away, but David Boone needed to be 43 foot tall.
Oh, that could be out. That's a real steepler. Tim May's under it, it's a big steepler, and he's caught it. Terrific catch, good catch, excellent judgment. That was up for a very, very long time. A lot of blue sky here, only a few clouds to judge it against the background. And it looks simple when they go up a long way, but against the blue background in the sky, that was a nice catch. Craig McDermott deceiving Carl Hooper. Slower ball, so he got under it, steepled it up in the air, and well judged in the end. Never really looked like missing it. But it's an excellent innings of 84, and it's now 8 for 242.
Well taken. Just lobbed up on the onside. The slow ball working once more, as it so frequently does in the abbreviated form of the game. Just a little scoop stroke from Curtly Ambrose, and Mark Taylor taking it quite comfortably.
Well, the short mid-wicket position really has been made a feature of limited overs cricket. Alan Border made it his own position for a number of years. Mark Taylor has stepped into those shoes. Could be out Warne underneath, but he doesn't drop those. And a good catch by Shane Warne. So Mark Waugh getting yet another wicket. And got 3 wickets for the afternoon after these first 2 overs across to 20. So Australians catching very well this afternoon and fielding pretty well. And after losing the toss this morning, they wouldn't be too displeased with 257 to chase 258 for victory.
And that is certainly going to help the cause enormously there. Boone just timing that on drive to absolute perfection, and there's nothing more beautiful than to see the straight driver on driver.
Got that front foot planted, didn't he? Then hit it just a little bit on the up. So I was saying, it'll be interesting to see how many West Indian batsmen can get on the front foot to Kirtley.
In the air, fielder going back and taking a good catch. Beautifully held. Courtney Walsh sending Kensington Oval into a state of pandemonium with a very, very good catch.
Yes, that certainly was a very good effort there from Courtney Walsh. Ball going over his head, kept his eyes on it, and took a very good catch over his left shoulder. Not a particularly good ball, because that could have flown anywhere. But look at Walsh. He's keeping his eyes on it, grasped it, and Kensington erupts. Greg blew it out. It's 2:35 for 5.
An invasion of the ground, a single, and the West Indies have won the match by 6 runs.
Australia just failed in their pursuit of 258 for victory, and Carl Hooper's spectacular 84 of just 84 balls not only earned him the Man of the Match award, but earmarked him as a player the Australians would have to be wary of throughout the series.
But not all the stars were to be found in the middle. Through PSN's innovative coverage of the series, a star turn was uncovered high above the bowler's arm.
I'd sometimes just change the ball. Just there, sometimes I'd change the ball, and here it's really squeeze the ball out. And hopefully your position of your wrist is like a leggy. And as you can see, hopefully it doesn't bounce much, which it didn't. You can just see the seam turning around a little bit, which means it didn't quite come out right, which meant it sort of, these slow wickets, it just holds up a little bit instead of skidding on.
Well, more of that great spin vision with the master later on in the program. But right now, let's move to the second one-day international in Trinidad, where 22,000 local fans packed Queen's Park Oval in expectation of a Brian Lara masterpiece. The West Indies made one change. Courtney Walsh took over the leadership in place of the injured Richie Richardson, while Australia replaced Tim May with Glenn McGrath.
He's gone. He's gone. We're just talking about Carl Hooper's hands. And look at the hands, the reaction there. Slater got that pretty well, advancing. And Hooper casually, interception, thrown it in the air in delight. He's being embraced by his teammates. And that's a critical breakthrough, because Slater was building the foundation. Caught and bowled by Hooper.
That's a big 6. It really is a big one.
Yeah, easy striker, as I said, he hits to the onside all the time. You've either got to get it right up in the block hole, or I think you've got to get it outside or stump on a length.
They'll be pushing for 2 here. Umpire wants the replay. Umpire Cumberbatch calls for the replay. If he's out, Australia finish 1 short and finish on exactly 260. If he's in, the run counts.
It was always going to be tight. That's Stuart Williams throwing in. Nice throw, not perfectly accurate, but enough for the wicketkeeper to take the bails off, short of his ground, and there he is, he's out.
leaning back, trying to cut, played on, and Simmons in frustration just kicked at the ball. He was playing with such authority for the second consecutive game. Out of luck, chopping on, at least a reward for McGrath's persistence.
He's out. He's out. Blewett's got Lara. And as Michael Holding said about an hour and a half ago, that if you try to squeeze it down to third man, you risk the chance of only a single or an out. And what a wicket for Australia, and what a wicket for young Greg Blewett.
He's gone full toss. Straight to mid-wicket. Hooper goes for 55. Crucial breakthrough.
Well, it was, and it came as a bit of a shock, really. He's been playing so well, Carl Hooper. I did keep saying that if the Australians can keep sneaking a wicket, they're always in the game.
He's got hold of that one, a big one.
Well, the first one this over, Shane Warne thrown up, and Atherton smacked it in the air.
It's in the air, catch for David Boone. Steepler, taken.
That's it. Australia have got West Indies now, 8 for 232.
That's up in the air as well. Someone's coming around to take it, and there's a little bit of confusion, and he catches it. Mine, yours, mine. In the end, it's ball rifles. That's it. Australia have won the match. They have beaten the West Indies by 26 runs. They level the series with McDermott coming back to finish it off in quick succession with the last 3 wickets.
A most satisfying outing indeed for the Australians, with Slater, Stephen Waugh and Ian Healy all scoring 50s, and Paul Rifle and Craig McDermott taking 3 wickets apiece. So it was 1-1, and the team stayed in Trinidad for the 3rd match, a match destined to belong to Trinidad's favourite son, Brian Lara. Oh, has he played on? What a remarkable moment. Fell at his feet. We'll need to see this again. This is a remarkable moment, Michael.
Not enough pace when it did fall at his feet to really dislodge the bails. Just almost brushing that off stump there, but not enough pace at all.
I think it might have nudged the base of the stump.
Just brushed it.
But Lara is there now, 99.
Gone down there, and that has gone onto the bicycle track and one bounce to the top tier of the grandstand. He took the fieldsman on it wide mid-on, and I guess when you're 120, you go down to the leg spinner and you have a free swing of the bat, you've got a fair chance of hitting it out of the park. Oh, pick the bones out of that. And Brian Lara, well, 180 degrees from where he just hit Shane Warne, 6 at the other end of the ground, then 180 degrees, 6 off Steve Waugh. Really swung that high, and it's gone over the park again. Yes, it has. Well, 3 sixes in his last 3 scoring shots for Brian Lara. Warne and Waugh and Waugh, and one gets the feeling that his home crowd are reasonably pleased with the way that their young man has done playing, Michael.
What did you say about good players getting a boundary and then a single? Well, apparently the great ones get a boundary and then a boundary and then a boundary.
He's done it again. He's got a chance, he's out. Great catch at mid-wicket. And Rifle just drifting back, putting his arms above his head. A very good catch in the end of what has been A scintillating performance by Brian Lara, 139, and he will get a standing ovation and thoroughly deserved. You don't see much freer scoring and better striking than that, Michael.
That's right, an excellent innings by Brian Lara. 139 runs over 123 balls. It's 4 for 260.
That's it. It's all over. West Indies have won, Australia being dismissed for 148 in the course of the 35th over. It gives the West Indies victory by 134 runs.
What an innings from the Prince of Trinidad and Tobago. And David was on hand to congratulate him on his first 100 for the West Indies in front of his home crowd.
To get my first international 100 in Trinidad was a great feeling. Thanks for the support of everyone, and hopefully next year when the one days come around, I'll do the same.
Brian, there's an enormous amount of pressure on you. You're a young man with the world at your feet. You've played wonderful cricket over the last 12 months, yet you're able to come out today and just play your natural game. Do you feel any pressure inside you in front of your own fans? Did you feel anything today?
Yeah, definitely. I'm playing at home. The expectation is great, and everyone wants me to go out there and do well. And you're a bit nervous when I start, but it's nice to get on, and it was a good batting track to be able to get a big 100.
Brian, just finally, it has been billed as the World Heavyweight Championship showdown of the cricket world. Do the West Indians still have a great love of playing against Australia?
Yeah, I think they're very competitive. We love playing against Australia. The last two series have been 2-1 victories to us, and we know how important it is to keep our record. So we'll be looking forward to maintaining our success.
The fourth match was played at the beautiful Arnisvale ground in St Vincent. Australia needed to win the match to level the series, but were forced to make two changes. Ricky Ponting came in for the injured Mark Waugh, while Damien Fleming prepared to fly home with a recurrence of a badly damaged shoulder. The West Indies made one change, Campbell for Williams, but the day belonged to Carl Hooper and Phil Simmons. He's gone over cover, and he may go out of the ground into the stand. The umpire not sure, and the fieldsman says to him at 6. Well, the classical pull shot off the opening bowler, and 6.
Well, no doubt about that. Shot of the day. Absolutely. It was a cracker. Oh, just picked it up from shorter length and didn't help it on its way, just belted it over mid-wicket. That's a man in top form, confidence very high indeed, and he is a superb timer of the ball when he's in good nick.
And what an authoritative way to finish off the match. An invasion of the ground by the crowd. They're snatching the stumps. We've had this over and over in this series so far. Remember, of course, what happened in Georgetown with the Pakistanis some years ago. But the spectators just can't contain themselves in their jubilation.
The series was concluded without the headliners, Lara, Boone, Warne, McDermott and Ambrose. But still, there was a feast of cricket on the small border ground in Georgetown, Guyana. And certainly there was some big hitting and exceptional catching.
Brilliant catch. Stuart Williams. Sherwin Campbell, correction. Going, oh, it's Roland Holder. I don't know who it is out there. It's Roland Holder in the end. But it's been caught, and it's been brilliantly caught, no matter by whom. Quite a remarkable catch. Right over the top. That's a tremendous blow. Right into the box next to us. I hope they're safe in there. Tremendous bang. Luckily for us, it didn't come straight up. Absolute blow by Mark Waugh, full of certainty. And it's gone right next door to us there. Anyone got a... It seems as if someone got a unlocked with it. Right next to us here, those spectators are in a special box right alongside us. So the last ball of the over, the last ball of the innings. And here's Walsh to Julian. And that finishes it. So the innings ends with Walsh striking the stumps. Not the kind of shot that your coach will tell you to play, but it was the last ball of the innings, and he was going for broke. So Australia finish with 9 down, 286 Australia. He's got it. Plucked him out of the air and held on. So Simmons goes, Mark Slater pulling that catch down at mid-wicket, and the West Indies losing their 3rd wicket for 172.
Saw a great catch from Holder earlier in the day with 2 hands, but Phil Simmons can afford the wry smile. He made 70, and Slater, the ball bobbled out for quite a while. Up in the air, look at that. Brilliant. 1 hand up, and then into 2 hands, a la Holder this morning, but perhaps a little bit more spectacular. And Phil Simmons goes after a bludgeoning innings of 70 of just 63 balls. The West Indies 3 for 172.
Well, talking about sense of distance, that has gone a long way. We saw Mark Waugh today hit it through a window up here. That's gone into the roof of the media centre and the boxes down at the Regent Street end with no effort whatever.
Lovely shot from Carl Hooper. That has nearly gone into the Greg Chappell Canal.
It's a glorious catch. He was asserting himself, but he reached just a little for that one. And going wide to his left, Slater has taken his 2nd wonderful catch. A glorious catch, and he's in fine fettle is Slater. It's the end of a wonderful innings from Hooper. Looked as though he was going to build on it, but Slater has cut it short. His 2nd magnificent catch.
And that's it. Here come the hordes. Stumps taken. And the pitch invaded.
So the West Indies avenged the defeat of 1991 by winning the series by 4 games to 1. And psychologically were in pretty good shape going into the first Test match at Bridgetown, Barbados. Conversely, the Australians were, I think, philosophical rather than downhearted, as their main mission was to win the Frank Worrell Trophy. David, what could the teams take out of that limited over series?
Well, I think you take out good winning form. I think that the Australians didn't win, the West Indies did. So no doubt the West Indies will go into the Test match buoyed with the fact that they have won the one-day series.